And it says you're live. Got to position my microphone. Sometimes I use the microphone over there. Hey guys, Manzi here, HVAC Greatness. Are you ready to start your own business? Have you already started your own HVAC business? You ready to start it? You know where you need to start? Where the heck do I begin? So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something. I've been threatening to do this for a long time. You guys know I coach existing businesses and I help them get back on track. And ultimately what I've discovered during this journey is so much of what we have to go fix in a lot of these semi-successful businesses that really need to get through some changes to get to the next level should have been addressed way back from day one, way back from the beginning. Things that weren't done right, myself included. So let me give you a little example on that. Demographics. Demographics are references to people. All these different things that we have in common, lifestyles, maybe our income bracket, our likes and dislikes, our buying habits and things like this. When you start your business as an HVAC business owner, have you done demographical research to know who lives in the area that you're about to set up business in? Do I set up business over near this particular neighborhood because they have money? Is that the demographic I'm looking for? Or do I set up over in this other neighborhood because they are highly educated or what? So what we did is we put together a demographics worksheet. And what we did is we reverse engineered it. We said, okay, what do our best customers look like? What is that customer avatar? We've heard that expression, right? Just like the movie. An avatar is, what is the ideal customer for my type of business look like? Well, before I know that, what kind of a customer do I want to attract? By what means? Is it by a higher quality of service, by better products? Is it based on something else? So this whole process is part of what needs to be done on the front end before you ever put your company name up there. We go through and we determine what the right name is. Oh, Pete, I've got a great name. You're going to love my name. I've got the best name. I've heard that. I never forget. I hope he's not listening to this. An old friend of mine. This is way back at the trade school, and he wanted to start his business, and he would not share with anybody. Nope, I'm keeping my business name a secret. And I remember he finally did, okay, but don't tell anybody. Top Gun Heating and Air. We shoot the competition dead. And he was dead serious. And why was that a great business name for him? Well, because it was a name, it was something that was in his head at that time. The movie Top Gun with Tom Cruise had come out. And so it was a big hit. And so it was in his mind, the elite, right? But here's the thing. When I was a little boy, we used to go fishing. And sometimes we like to fish for largemouth bass. It was largemouth bass over in the rivers at that time. They had brim and perch and smaller fish. And then down deep, you had catfish. Well, every once in a while we go catfish hunting. Well, catfish, they're big, right? So you had a different rigging, a little bit heavier test line. And on the hook, you would put a bait. A bait is what people are looking for, is what the catfish is looking for, is what draws us in. What is your bait? Well, if we're fishing for what we like, maybe I'd say, I love a grilled cheese sandwich with real cheddar cheese cooked in salted butter, right? And smash the bread flat and get that crunchy. It's the best grilled cheese sandwich. So I put that grilled cheese sandwich on a hook and I throw it over there. Does the catfish give a darn what my favorite food is? No. Catfish respond to liver on the hook or that stink bait. It's just the stinkiest stuff that you can ever imagine. You put it on the hook and you throw it out there. You and I never eat it, but it draws in the catfish. So what is your customer avatar's bait? What are they attracted to? Who are they? We all start here. And no, Pete, you don't understand. I just do the best work. We do great work. Customers love me for my work. Guys, I'm going to save you a lot of time if you listen to me, what I'm telling you right now. Your customers do not love you for your high craftsmanship and best work. They love you for something deeper, if they love you at all. And a lot of them don't. Don't ever be mean to the waitress or the waiter before you serve their food. You're nice to them because you want to make sure that that food comes to you as it should and not with something else in there that you didn't want or missing something that you needed. It's the same thing in services. They call you out. They're going to be nice to you because they know that a happy HVAC business owner, tech, one-man operation just getting started is going to do better work than someone I've really been pressuring and putting to the test, and I need this work done this way, and right? So this is why people are naturally nice to other people who are giving them service. But if you really want to be successful, you want them talking about you the way that they talk to you about you while you're in the room and you're present. Oh, Pete's the greatest, Pete's this, Pete, or he or she's the greatest, is the best. We want that conversation to start on its own and take its natural course just like that when we are out of the room and they don't know we're listening. They don't know, we're not present. What are they saying about us now? That's the real test. That is your brand, by the way. The definition of a brand is not that fancy name you came up with, that cool logo and that really cool slogan. Quality matters to us, number one. We love our customers, right? That is not your brand. That's what you are suggesting that you would like your brand to be. But what your brand truly is, what they're saying when you're not around. If you want to start your business and you want to do it right, I got good news for you. Right now, we're in the dead of summer. We're in the front end of the summer, and it's going to be really busy. So if you're a technician and you're working for somebody else, or you've just started your business and you're going out there, go get them. Go do the struggles. You're going to see what I'm talking about. Because what you're going to do is you're going to make that money, man. HVAC business is great. I can go in there. I can make good money. I do my work. It's a good return. The hot weather is a good motivator, right? And then comes the fall, and then comes the winter. Winter picks up a little bit. Then comes the spring, and by the time the next summer comes around, you're ready. Man, finally, we barely made it through the year. Now it's time to make money and put it in the bank, and the cycle repeats. And you're going to be back next year. Hopefully, you've grown a little bit. But what I'm going to suggest to you is if you'll follow a structure that is counterintuitive, it's different than what you think works. If you'll follow it and do the steps, do the work. The work's hard. Set this thing up right. You will position yourself for building a very strong brand in your market. Creating a buzz, word of mouth, real word of mouth, not he's the cheapest. You got to have here quicker than everybody else, so he must be better. I mean, good response time is important when you're hot or you're cold, right? But what's really important, what are the real values? What are the internal selling points? Did you know that we sell to 3 levels? The external, that's heating and air. Internal, that's that emotional pain or discomfort created by that external problem. I don't have any air conditioner. Maybe it's an insecurity. Is this thing going to last? I'm going to be making a long business trip, leaving my family by themselves. How do I know it's going to be a good operation and my family is not going to be without when they need me most because I'm traveling? It's like sending your family on a long car trip on a car that may not be dependable. So these are the types of things that are internal to your customer avatar. Who are those customers? Where do they live? How do I market to draw them? Because guess what? When you put an ad out and you say $99 off, you're speaking to an internal. You're speaking to somebody who's internally valuing money above your services. I mean, sometimes that'll shake a few loose, but that's not your main driver. It should never be your main driver. We've got the best prices. How about we've got the best system, period? And when we put the system in, your family is breathing cleaner air. They are safe. The equipment has been applied specifically for this application. It works. Everybody's comfortable, and it's going to last. No worries about, is this going to make it through another summer? Is this make it through another winter? No concerns about, is it going to break down again this summer? No concerns about what if my family is in a situation, whatever there is, some weird man coming into my house and working on my system, little old lady, I just don't know. All of these are internal pains that your process and your system must be professionally designed to go right around and create a relationship. And in that relationship, there is there is knowing. I know you, I like you, but where the magic hits, the rubber hits the road, about blended two, is do they trust you? Does your process build trust in you, or does it build trust in your company? If it builds trust in you, what's going to happen is you're going to be out there and you're going to be doing well. And as soon as you hire an employee, finally get me some help, run that call for me. They don't want them. They want you. You are the brand. As you can see, this gets a lot more complex than most HVAC business owners even realize. If you're going to build the machine, the process, the system that allows you to do the very thing you set out to accomplish to begin with, what is that? More time for my family, right? A financial future for my children. Why am I doing this at a personal level for my family? And what are my standards? What are my values? Professionalism, honesty, integrity, top-notch work. And how does that translate into my business philosophy? Where am I going? How do I craft a professional message around that? What kind of an image can I put out there that is highly attractive to people who are looking for the very best, who don't mind writing that big check, but they need certain things to be able to check off on their checklist in order to allow them to write that check to begin with? You come up with this beautiful vehicle wrap that's professionally representing your company versus some guy in a pickup truck with magnetic decals on the side of his van. Who's going to receive that $20,000 check? Who's going to receive that kind of trust? This isn't done overnight, but it can be done very quickly. I call this HVAC from A to Z. This is starting off right. And I'm pre-announcing the program that probably we all should have taken before we started the business. And we're going to be rolling that out. We're going to make it affordable so that even though you are a technician or an installer, or maybe you work at the supply house, or maybe you're a comfort advisor, comfort consultant, that you need in order to launch this thing right. Because if you don't, somebody else is going to they're going to upstage you in your market, and you're just going to look like another HVAC company out there. We don't want you to be another HVAC company. We want you to be the exception. We want you to be the one that people are looking at. We call this, if you've seen the program, the HVAC XFactor. We'll talk a little bit about that. It's that X factor. What is that X factor? What is that thing about that company that everybody just trusts? Why is it that I can't beat them in a bid situation? My price is better, and they still got the work. Model number for model number, they're $1,000 higher than we are, and they got the work. How did that happen? What do they have that I don't have? You see what I'm saying? We call that the HVAC X Factor. We'll be talking about that as well. So follow along. Right now, HVAC from A to Z.com is under construction. We're going to be doing a new website. It's going to be a membership, and we're going to bring you along on that should you choose to participate. And if you just want to learn a few things, come on and jump in. Maybe you're not ready to make that jump quite yet, but come on in and learn what you can, because the bottom line is the whole idea is to make us all better. And so what do I want out of this? I want your wife or your husband to have a wife or a husband at home every night for dinner, and not off work until midnight and repeating the cycle next thing, and not even children never even seeing their daddies for the whole summer. Guilty as charged, ultimately resulting in a divorce. We have our priorities, and sometimes they get out of whack. If you want HVAC greatness, it starts here. And you build a reflection and extension of that. You don't take somebody's course and start applying it to you and start to fake it, because it will not be unnoticed by the right customer avatar, the ones that you're looking to attract, the people who want it done right. You think They like you because of your craftsmanship. Generally, they like you for your passion. When they see a passion in you that truly believes in that brand of equipment or that particular application or the way that you do your processes, that's what they're buying. They're buying that enthusiasm from somebody who has insights that they quite honestly they can't relate to because they don't have your education. They don't understand what a capacitor is, what superheat and subcooling is, what airflow, static pressure is. They don't understand what IQ is. They need you. But before they can use you, they must know you and like you and trust you. And that is how you build a successful business. By communicating that in a 360-degree way, throughout your company, implementing processes like these, not just at the owner level, but throughout your organization, and creating a culture where you're a leader, not just a boss, where you inspire others, not just motivate them to go do something with a spiff or a commission. They do it for this reason. And the others, everything else falls into place, doesn't it? So that's the idea with HVAC from A to Z.com. So I want to do a little pre-announcement there. Hope you'll get a little excited. I'm excited about it because this has been happening on the back burner for a long time. We did the $1 million program, the $1 million blueprint based on the HVAC greatness. We've got the HVAC XFactor. It's being produced right now. And so next will be the startup program for the new business owner, the new HVAC business owner. This is built around the residential, maybe like commercial business model. Okay. And you can do some light commercial, but if you're getting into chillers and recips and maybe commercial refrigeration, some of this will apply, some of it won't. This is really about if you want to do business in the residential arena or light commercial. Or light commercial, I should say. So if it makes sense, jump in there and join us. We do have a private group called HVAC Greatness. It's over in Facebook. For those of you who have stuck around this long in the recording, maybe you'll like to join us over there. Maybe you already have. And we'll be dropping some tidbits in there. But we are going to be using social media as a lead-in to get us over to the membership platform, which will be HVAC from A to Z.com. And the HVAC Greatness platform, that website, again, it's under, I got to redo that as well because it's become more about a course and I need it to be about all of the different facets that HVAC Greatness is doing right now. And so there's changes coming off, all that are improving, and this is cool, right? So, having spent 38 years, over 30 years on your side, now I'm on this side and it's a different skill set, right? It's a different skill set in order to be able to create real change in a person's life that our only form of communication is through a video chat like this, creating real change in their business. Because I'm here to tell you, I do this. I'm going to give you two examples. I'm not going to say any names because there's a good chance that one or both of them are listening. I've started coaching with a gentleman who is in a certain part of a certain country that I won't say, but he's a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy and he really tries hard and he's struggling. He's at that point. It's just him and he really can't stay busy quite yet. And so one of the things that I communicated to him, and I'll share this with you, is the importance of creating a bond, a connection, a relationship, something that ties us together. And I can be out in your home reviewing your equipment, your situation on a routine basis, and we call that a preventive maintenance agreement. Some people call them a maintenance contract. I don't like the word contract. It's a little bit too binding. An agreement, we just agree we're going to do this thing together and there's no pressure, right? So your maintenance agreement are key. And based on, we actually do a financial analysis and we can give you a dollar value per maintenance agreement customer so that if I have 100 maintenance agreements, I pretty much guaranteed I'm going to receive, let's say, $100,000 in revenues every year going forward. I have a maintenance agreement number of 100. Once that becomes 1,000, that may be $1 million business organically. Means no advertising. When you start running your business, you see the cost of new customer acquisition, what it actually costs to get you the privilege of getting into the house of somebody that doesn't know you, they don't like you, they don't trust you, they just want the AC fixed, and they're angry, and it gets directed at you sometimes, misdirected at you sometimes. So in order to get through that, you're going to go through these different levels and different transitions in your business. And building a maintenance agreement program is key to that. So back to my example. So this guy I've been working with for over 6 months now, just on a coaching basis, and just as he could afford it, a couple of times a month. So we've been talking about this. He's been taking and getting knowledge. He's been learning. We call that self-learning because, I can sit with you and listen to you, and now it's in here. But he did not do the critical thinking, really dissecting and what does it mean to me, and he didn't do the articulation. Articulation is the expression of that. In other words, I can say it or I can display it. And in this case, these are processes in your systems. These are things like offering a maintenance agreement at every service call. Why? Because that is a seed that is being planted that will grow, not today, not tomorrow, but before you know it, it is there for you later. So this premise is key to the successful business. So I'm working with this guy over a period of 6 months. Gets busy. We're in June. He's got to let go. Pete, I'm too busy. I'll call you as I need you. One of the last questions I asked him, let me ask you something. How many maintenance agreements do you have since we've been working together? He says, well, I really haven't sold one yet. Now, I don't know where it's going to go for this gentleman. He's a nice guy. I really like the guy. But, if you don't go out and do, then you're not going to produce. You can believe, you can wish, you can hope, you can inspire, you can do all these things. But it's what you actually internalize to your heart is where it becomes beliefs. That's through the critical thinking phases. I've tested it. I've compared it against other ideas because this other company teaches this philosophy and now this one teaches a different one. And now I'm actually doing it. I'm articulating it as part of my process. If he would have done that during this 6 months, he would have offered it on every service call that went out, and he really believed in it. In the maintenance agreement program, he's got the best maintenance agreement program. He would have guaranteed revenues every year going forward, but he does not have any. And so next summer, he's going to be right back at zero, starting again. By comparison, right before the pandemic hit, we had a young man step in. He wanted to do the coaching sessions. He's intelligent. You tell him what to do and he goes and does it. He doesn't just, oh yeah, I'll have to get to that one. Oh, I know that. That doesn't work in he did it. During the pandemic, these are his words. He made more money during the pandemic than before the pandemic. He set himself up. He did it. You can lead a horse to water, right? But he has to drink. We showed him what to do, and he did it. And he's doing it. The pandemic began to let up. His competition had been negatively affected by this. He had poised himself. And now he's made at least 3 hires that I know of. He won't tell me all of them because I'm telling him, you slow down, quit spending so much. Oh, no, Pete, I got this. And he has had in 2 weeks revenues that approached what he's done in the prior year in 4, 5, 6 months because he's positioned himself. He's walking the walk. He's not just thinking the thought or talking the talk. He's walking the walk. So this was long. I apologize for going so long. And those of you sticking around and listen to this. Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness, promoting how you can start your HVAC business the right way. And if you're doing so, this work should be done probably a month or 2 before you actually ever call on that very first customer. So you got plenty of time. Stay tuned. And if you want to hit me up and be put on a waiting list or something, HVAC Greatness is the product at gmail.com. HVAC Greatness at gmail.com. You can shoot me an email, say, hey, Pete, put me on that waiting list, and I'll do that for you. In the meantime, just stick around, catch the tidbits as you can. Go out there, stay positive, keep the industry professional. Don't do anything unethical ever. Eyes are always watching you. Maybe a camera, maybe a person, maybe God. Somebody's watching you. And if you conduct yourself with high integrity, It will come full circle. I promise you. Pete Ramsey, your HVAC Greatness. Be safe out there. Avoid those dangerous areas that are going on right now with all the rioting and all that crap. If you're an employer and you're watching this, don't send your employees into that mess. Go around it. That money today will be there tomorrow. Don't risk your employees, your key people, your own health going forward for months or years into the future over a few dollars. It's just not worth it. Reschedule. Pete Ramsey, your HVAC Greatness. Be safe out there. And we'll be talking about HVAC from A to Z.com really soon. So keep an eye out for that. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.